Hey everybody, it's Supaghost. This is my second time trying this video. First time I got interrupted, but it's alright. I'm about to discuss my Yubel deck and my version of Dragons Collide, which I feel is probably one of the best structured decks they ever released, because it was nice. Still like it. But first, let's start off with Yubel. These are my effect monsters. Well, some of them. I'm not finished with this deck yet. Still need some key cards. For right now, I have Dark Resonator, Tuner Monster. Once per turn, he can't be destroyed by battle, so he can defend you for like a turn when you need him to. Infernal Gainer, I need him for my combo with Yubel, the Ultimate Nightmare. Boom. Need him for him. What he does is I can banish him, select one face of Fiend monster I control, and he can attack twice each battle phase. You'll figure out Yubel's effect when I get to him. 3 Mystic Tomatoes. Yes, one's a dual terminal one. Shiny. When they get destroyed, they get to special summon one dark monster with 1500 or less attack points. So that means Yubel, even though it's level 10, he gets special summoned in attack mode. And he's ready to go. Sangan gets destroyed. I get to add one monster with 1500 or less attack points from my deck to my hand. Again, I need to use him a lot. Either putting Tomato in my hand, Defender in my hand, or Yubel. Defender. From when I ran this deck on DM, when I have it complete, even though that's just a prototype, he's did pretty well of protecting me. Even though he makes my opponent draw one card during the standby phase, still gives you some protection when you need him to. Exile Force. Run through it. I have 3 of them in here, but I might only reduce it down to either 1 or 2. I might use him to like destroy one of my Yubels so I can bring out the next level, or if there's like an annoying monster on the field like Stardust, make him activate his effect so I can use Divine Wrath on him when I add Divine Wrath to this deck. Stuff like that. Unless there's like a ruling on that I don't know about. And if there is, let me know please, because that will upset me if I lose because of something like that. Trans Archfiend. I can discard one Fiend type from my hand, and he gains 500 attack points, making him a 2000 attack point monster. But the real effect I like is when he's destroyed, I can target one of my banished dark monsters and add a target to my hand. What I'm planning on getting is the Stygian Street Patrol. What he does is when he's in the graveyard, I can banish him and then special summon one, I believe, Fiend type monster with 2000 or less attack points from my hand. And yeah, that's pretty good. So Trans Archfiend can get him back for me. And I'd be pretty well off. Now there's the first Yubel, second Yubel Terror Incarnate, and third Yubel the Ultimate Nightmare. The first Yubel, whenever my opponent's monster attacks me, attacks this monster, he can't be destroyed by battle, and my opponent receives damage equal to that monster's attack points. The only downside of him is that during the end phase I have to tribute one other monster or he's destroyed. And that's a bad destroy. Because when he's destroyed by another effect, I get to bring out Terror Incarnate. But if he's destroyed by his own effect, he just goes to the graveyard and I'm left looking dumb. Terror Incarnate. People that I went against said that he's like one of the best ones. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it might still be Ultimate Nightmare. But Terror Incarnate, he pretty much just clears off all the monsters on the field. During each of my end phases, every monster on the field, including mine, is sent to the graveyard. Still, same basic effect as Yubel with the life points, but just clearing off everything. And I don't have to tribute for him. And the phone is ringing, okay. Ultimate Nightmare, he's like the other ones except he doesn't destroy any of my monsters by any of his effects. What he does is, if he attacks one of my opponent's monsters, my opponent loses the damage equal to that monster's attack, and that monster is also destroyed. So, with Evil Hero and Infernal Gainer, he can do that twice per turn, which will do some major damage to my opponents. Now on to the few traps that I have at the moment. We're gonna put in many more because I only have 3 right now. Compulsory evacuation device. That's in case there's an annoying monster on the field, on my opponent's side of the field, or if I want to put Terror Incarnate back in my hand to bring out Ultimate Nightmare. Because Terror Incarnate just has to leave the field for my next one to come out. Attention. Target one face-up level 5 or lower monster my opponent controls and destroy all face-up monsters on the field with a different level than it. So, I would kill off his monsters plus my Yubel so I can bring out the next level. Dark Light, I contribute a monster that's dark, 1500 or more attack points, and destroy all monsters with special summon this turn. I tend to special summon Yubel, or matter of fact, Yubel, the first one, and Terror Incarnate a lot, so I'd probably be able to destroy both of them at the same time if I have them both on the field, which I've done before, and then have to hurry up and bring out the next one. Now to the spells. Savage Coliseum. I want to make my opponent have to choose either go on the defensive, attack my monster, and then lose life points, or in the case of Ultimate Nightmare, lose your monster and life points, or a third option, just lose your attack position monster, because that's what Savage Coliseum does. Like, if a monster that either I or my opponent controls attacks, the controller of the card gains 300 life points. But if a monster is able to attack but does not attack, he's destroyed at the end of the turn. So yeah. Lord Darkness, pretty much just pot of greed with a banish of a dark monster from your hand, which this deck is pretty much full of. So draw 2 monsters, or draw 2 of anything, banish a dark, and that'll be good. 2 MSTs for right now, in case somebody has something like Solemn on the field face down or something like that. I don't like back rows. That's why one of my favorite cards is Genzo, because I despise other people's traps. So keep MSTs. Monster Reborn, I can bring back the first Yubel, one of my opponent's monsters that I killed, or maybe one of my monsters that was killed earlier. Monster Reborn. Dark Manbell. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this card in here. It lets me banish 1 card on the field. It might be good against Stardust, but I don't know if I should keep it. I need to have 3 or more dark monsters on the field, face up, so I can banish 1 monster on the field. So I'm not sure. Another Coliseum and Terraforming, so I can add Coliseum to my hand. I'm gonna need to put Dark Bribe in here, Bottomless, Negate Attack maybe. I just need like pretty much just some basic trap cards. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of them here, but never got around to putting them in there. I might do it later on today, maybe tomorrow. Now onto my main deck.